Ezenwa is a member of Yaga Africa, is a board member of Yaga Africa, and a partner of Chapman Partners for Electoral Reforms. And we've been looking at development 72 hours, and when you look at, in terms of voting strengths, in 2018, the elections that we've been having before this particular one, in terms of voter turnout, voter education, the awareness and everything, what have you? Now, will you say the last election you were impressed with the turnout? And do you have confidence that this turnout will be better than the one we had 4 years ago?
Well, a lot of work has been done to call out, even up to yesterday, Yaga Africa team were still doing outreach within Ekiti State to call out the people to vote. But a lot more has been done. You know, more polling units have been added to the existing polling units in 2018. Okay, and the reason for that is that, you know, there are many polling units. You had maybe 1,000 people and all that. So you have additional polling units to ease voting and the rest of them. So quite a lot of that has been done. And in terms of voter education, the INEC and the National Orientation Agency can be praised for, you know, the work, and civil society have engaged the Ekiti people to come out. But you know, the context of 2018 is now there are no, the incumbent then had bigger stake. He wanted to ensure that his successor, his deputy then becomes the governor. So he was frontal in the engagement and the mobilization. Unlike now, where you have an incumbent who is doing more of statesmanly role now, trying to galvanize for peace and everyone. So the tension is not as high as you. And then the introduction of the third force, if you want to use so it's going to be unlike the two-horse race that you saw in 2018. You are going to see a three-man, you know, engagement. The SDP, the APC, and the PDP are strong in terms of engagement. And that will lead to more participation, because the introduction of this other, you know, bring out more voters. And so that scenario is also, and then there is a lot of engagement that the parties have done in terms of, there has been debates, you know, there has been town hall meetings, and the candidates have been out there in the face of the Ekiti people, asking them to come out to vote. So we are likely going to see better outcome. So, and that is why I said,
as a prospective voter now,
yes,
can I confidently, because the saying out there now is that, look, votes don't count in Nigeria.
No.
They would have.
I think we have
that there's always a predetermined outcome, that the powers that be, the ruling party, the incumbent factor. From what you've seen so far now,
we've gone past those things. Votes don't count is a lazy approach to political engagement. If the votes don't count, why did you do Dibokosebe? The Dibokosebe is evident that your votes count. That's why they have to give you money before to devalue your person. and because the same people, when votes didn't count, they didn't need to come to you. They didn't need, what is your importance? They simply sort it out at the level where they sorted it out before. Okay? So votes have started counting. There are incremental... So you can really
tell me that the umpire cannot, what the Independent National Electoral Commission has put in place, cannot be tampered with.
I said there are incremental progress. You are dealing with a sociological situation, so you can't give a 100% guarantee. You could still have unscrupulous elements within the security agencies, within INEC itself, who want to subvert the process. But there are already deeper, stronger mechanisms that have been put. The Beaver, for instance, has capacity now to take away identity theft, okay, voter identity theft. So now it is not just your fingerprint, it is your facials also will have to come to play. So the whole results, you know, transmission of results from the polling unit has also cut out that weak link, which is the collation. So
So when were those days that you get your form EC8A, alter it before you get to the ward level or local government level?
So from the polling unit to the ward, that movement is where the issue is. So but now there's a dualization of the integrity check. So as the manual is going, the electronic is going. So you can
then. But you still have the form EC8A.
Yes, because you must do that. There is no way you are not going to enter. But the challenge is that when it was
just correspond with what you have online.
And now the new electoral law has also emphasized the need for transmission. So since it has recognized transmission, if you don't transmit, it invariably means that you have created a challenge. So all of these things that have been put into the electoral process is a firewall, is a firewall of protection against.
So the paperwork is not enough now. You must transmit that result.
That's what I'm saying.
From the polling units.
That's why it's called bio. It's called bi. Bi means two. So the two are going pari passu. And so there is a check now. The integrity check is more stronger, unlike when it's just a paper trail. So from the polling unit, but more importantly, is that the political parties who are involved in election must ensure that the people, they have party agents and not traders. Because if you have party agents, the role of the party agent is to protect
the
interest of his principal in that polling unit. So if they sell it out, no matter what you do, there is no guarantee for you.
So there are some political parties, they don't have the wherewithal or the financial muscle to have agents in all the polling units.
We cannot explain for you why you don't have the wherewithal. If you are a political party and you want to run for governorship election, it means that you either through membership dues or donations can run this process. Otherwise, you are free to run for only House of Assembly or House of Rep or local government election. So there is nothing that says you must run for governorship. So once you come out for governorship, that's why we say there are no small parties and there are no big parties. Once you come on the ballot, it is equal opportunity.
Let's talk about 2023 now. The capacity of this umpire. 4 years ago.
Why are you always interested in the umpire? There are other stakeholders that we have over-respected. We are over-respecting the political parties. Look at their leadership recruitment process. Who oversights it? Okay? Look at who benefits from voter education. Why are we not impressing on the political parties and their politicians, the candidates, to do the needful, to safeguard our election? We have oversighted INEC to the point where we are seeing incremental progress in the activities. We are not doing the same for the politicians and their political parties. And then the security agents, because at the end of the day, they have a responsibility to maintain law and order. If on election day, by 7 a.m., the police and the security agents are still doing parade, when they should be escorting materials to the different polling units, you cause punctuality challenge.
Or so if they are aiding and abetting
vote buying. So many times there is too much interest in INEC, and the real danger for electoral integrity is domiciled within the political parties and other stakeholders who play a role and nobody is oversighting them. So we are happy that the police have set up a desk for electoral offenses, and I think they are going to be testing that out. We want ICPC and EFCC not just to go to Eagle Square. They should also be in Ekiti, and not just to participate, but to ensure that offenders are apprehended and sanctioned. So if we throw this wide, oversight this thing into the different stakeholders in there, we are going to get the results. So many times, can the umpire, the law has empowered the umpire to do the needful. It has introduced beavers. It used to be card reader. We knew the card reader was not able to take care of identity theft. They have moved up. They have moved up to beavers. They have moved up to direct transmission of results from polling unit to, So other stakeholders have responsibility to encourage INEC to make sure that we deliver on credible, fair, free, inclusive elections.
Where are we with the militarization of the process? Have we gone past that one?
I don't know about militarization, because when is it enough? When is it not enough? That is the challenge. Okay, so the architecture of security in elections is very clear. the soldiers stay on the outer layer. Okay,
outer layer.
Outer layer.
The entrance.
To the
states,
yes, and then
exits.
Yes, and then patrol sometimes within the. So when people talk about militarization, we also want to engage what is their interest. What are they really? If you have nothing to fear, why are you afraid of militarization? Sometimes the so-called militarization can give confidence that, oh, the place is secured, so I can vote without molestation. So let's understand that architecture. And then we need to have mobile or armed policemen 300 meters away from the polling unit. The ones who are in the polling unit are not supposed to be armed. But what we need to do now is to make sure that there is an identity for those who will be coming for a
extra identity
that all of us will know.
Apart from the uniform.
Apart from the uniform, so that you don't camouflage. You know, people who are not on duty in Ekiti can be brought in to subvert the process. We need to be able to know if you are a soldier working in Ekiti, how can we,
like bringing
as observers,
from
as
other states,
yes, as media,
that are not on electoral duty.
yes, how can we understand that you are the authentic person who is supposed to work here? The media, as we are oversighting the election, can we just see you and know that you are particularly working for Ekiti? Those are some of the things. So it's not just enough to say, oh, militarization. We need adequate security because those who want to cause trouble will also take advantage. And once you don't provide adequate security, the same people will say it was deliberate so that the people can, you know, cause trouble. So basically, that's the challenge that this election faces.
Vintage Ezenwa, I want to thank you. Ezenwa is from Yaga Africa, is a board member there and partners for electoral reform.